Hello there, and welcome to Dead Rising 2. You already know what's coming. I gotta do lots of stuff, so let's just get to it, shall we? The first order of business is to kill 58 bajillion zombies. Well, more like 72,000, which is still a hefty amount, but you know, I'm an absolute gaming legend, and it didn't almost take me the entire length of the game to pull off 72,000 kills. No, I did it in like the first 10 minutes, mate. I'm just that good. You just get the fat SUV and you just start ramming zombies. It's pretty simple. It's not hard to do, obviously. It's just time consuming. But then again, isn't all of life? That is what we do, isn't it? We just while away our finite time on this earth, doing things until the grave. But enough about that, I got the trophy, so that's nice. Now it's time for step 2 of my master plan. Kill more zombies, preferably just using the SUV. However, we also need to kill 1,000 special zombies, which are the zombies that have been all gassed up, which only occurs later on in the game. However, there's loads and loads and loads of them in the underground section, so if you just take a massive Wappo car down there and start bashing heads, you'll get that easy peasy lemon skeezy. Skeezy? Skeezy. Oh, and the game crashed. That might become a recurring theme in this video because Dead Rising 2's PlayStation 4 port is very poor. Here we go, last of the zombie killing, 72,000 kills. You just kill them. What else can I say? There's nothing much else to it. I suppose you could vary it up a little bit, do some different moves if you got a little bit bored. Or if you're like me, just watch The Witcher on Netflix and run over zombies. And toss a coin to your Witcher. Oh Valley of Plenty. Oh, and the game crashed. Next on my hit list is to escort 8 survivors at once. Now this might sound easy, and that's because it is. Although saying that, there are some very strange interactions between some characters / survivors, if you will, and certain missions popping up. To be honest, I have no idea what those interactions are, hence why this one may have taken me a better part of a day to actually figure out. I watched a lot of videos on this, and all of them were saying to do it a little bit later in the game. However, I was really adamant that you could do it early on. I was so sure you could do this at the very beginning of the game. And I was right, although I kinda wish that I wasn't because, oh my god, the requirements are so frustrating. First of all, I've got to get Snowflake, which if you've ever tried to get Snowflake, you'll know is supremely easy. And then this is when it gets a little bit strange, and I'm not really too sure what I was supposed to do here. I believe how this works is that you take Denise back to the safe house. Denise is the woman who you save in the very first mission. And once that's done, I believe that the rest of the survivors might open up. I actually am not sure if that's the case because I did this about 6 or 7 times and every time I got a different result. I did, however, always get the mission lost and the mission short-sighted, I think it's called. Either way, this one's a bit weird. Essentially, just save Denise early on and hope that all the missions pop up and you can get the survivors. Yeah, I'm sorry about that one. I don't really know what happened. I think there's probably a guide out there somewhere that might show it from 2010. Although, back in those days, the quality might have looked a little bit something like this. Ah, the good old days. Either way though, I eventually got the trophy, and all the survivors were led happily back to the safe room. Honest. Now it's time for all of the combo cards. The majority of these are found just by leveling up or rescuing special survivors. However, there are some that are scattered around Fortune City, so you have to have a little bit of a peep around to see if you can find them. And guess what? Oh yeah, I found them. Obviously this isn't difficult or anything, you just have to know where they are, or just randomly find them, because if you're just exploring, there's a high chance you'll end up finding most of these cards. Although there are 2 cards which are a little bit of a sneaky secret, just a little bit. One of them is for combining a queen with nectar and it creates the wingman. I don't think I have footage of this, but it's an alright little weapon, you know, it's okay. It's a trophy though, for a secret card. Nice. And the other little cheeky one is you have to give a lot of money to the fortune teller outside the bingo hall, and once he's scammed you of 50 billion cash, he will give you a fairly decent weapon. It's alright, you know, it looks kind of cool, I suppose. But ultimately, it's not about if it's cool or not really. It's all about the fact that it counts for my trophy. Oh yeah, baby. Hello and good morning and welcome to Cooking with Chuck. Today we're going to be putting loads of stuff together and we're going to be making loads of drinks in this amazing smoothie maker. We're just going to get loads of stuff from around the food court and we're going to shove it in here until I get my trophy. Now unfortunately I did this many times, as you'll see. Look at the footage, watch, use the peepers, look what's happening. I am doing all the requirements that are necessary, and yet, still no trophy. I spent countless hours trying to figure this one out. Why? Why was this trophy not popping? You just bloody watch me drink all these drinks that are necessary, and yet, no trophy do popping. It's a mystery. Eventually, after 73 days of pure annoyance, I decided how's about I just make a new game and I try again from the very beginning. And it turns out that fixed it, so it's alright then. Yay! Next up, we have to gobble up all the food within Fortune City, and there is a ton of food to collect. Thankfully though, most of them are found within the food court, which you'd probably expect. Although there are a select few that are found elsewhere, so a little bit of a waltz around and this one should be done in no time whatsoever. Although it did take me quite a while to find a spoiled burger. Hey, fun fact though, you only need to eat a spoiled burger. You don't have to eat any other spoiled food like spoiled bacon or spoiled chicken or anything like that. Only spoiled hamburger counts towards eating spoiled food. Hey, that's pretty good, right? Oh, and the game crashed. Here we have the possibly most frustrating of the trophies, which is to kill or at least use every weapon on a zombie. Now obviously that doesn't sound too hard, you know, you just get a weapon, use it on a zombie. It doesn't have to be a kill, it just has to be a use. Most weapons, of course, like a firearm, will probably kill the zombie, but there are certain weapons like a wacky hammer, I think they're called, like a, you know, an inflatable hammer, or a beach ball. They won't actually kill the zombie.
But just take a look at this!
Yeah, there's quite a few weapons to use, isn't there? And of course, there is no in-game tracker, so you have to do it all by yourself. I actually downloaded a checklist and ticked each one of them off in Microsoft Paint. I mean, it's a classic method, but it actually works. It's really useful. I'd recommend if you're ever doing trophies that have a checklist like this, put it in Microsoft Paint, or Apple I can draw on my screen. Either way, this one took ages. And I actually probably used the weapons more than once as well, thinking about it. Either way though, it is kind of funny to use some of these weapons, especially the ones where you just stick them on top of the zombie and they walk around with a thing in their nose. Yeah. My favourite of the weapons might have to be the whipped cream though, for obvious reasons of course. Either way, kill the zombies with the things, get the trophy, bada bing. Also, funny thing, I actually used an assault rifle that you find in the food court on a zombie, and I didn't get the trophy. Yet later on, when I found a military man with the same gun, and I used it, I then got the trophy. I have no idea what caused that, but considering the myriad of issues this game has, it's to be expected. And now we've got a twofer. Oh my god, aren't you lucky? I have to spray all of the Zombrex posters and wear every single item of clothing within the game. Oh my Jesus. The Zombrex ones aren't too hard, but clothing on the other hand, ooh, now that's a little bit of a different story. Not in the fact that it's hard, but the fact that there is a missable piece of clothing. You just have to wait until the midpoint of the game and then the clothing becomes available to you. So here's the Zombrex poster. Oh, beautiful. Nice trophy there. That was a good one. And here's the trophy for the clothes. This is the missable item of clothing. Only reason it's missable is because eventually, if you don't come here, this area gets set on fire, which is nice. Thirdly to lastly, we have stick 'em up, which is to stick a load of shit on a zombie and watch them waddle around everywhere. Obviously, you just find your favourite zombie and stick a load of shit to him. You need like a painting, a small painting, some sort of mask. I chose the little zombie mask thing because it has red hair. And then all I've got to do is hawk a barrel on top of him, and there you go. Easy peasy trophy. Penultimately, we have Big Spender, which is to spend big within Fortune City. Best way to do this is to just get the 3 gambling magazines and sit at this slot machine for an ungodly amount of time. I really don't think me and my circle button are friends anymore. You have to spend a total of $6 million throughout the game, and thankfully, this transfers through playthroughs, so you could spend $2 million one playthrough and go back the next one, only spend $1 million, but it's okay because it continues. Oh, nice. So for this playthrough, I needed to spend $2 million. So of course, I was here a while. And with that $2 million, what did you think I bought? Did I buy a sexy bike? Did I buy loads of weapons that I could use? Of course not. I bought some shoes. As Paul Nutella once said, hey, I put some new shoes on and suddenly, everything's right. And indeed, I am now short on money, but long on time. Slowly strolling in the sweet sunshine. But that was the final trophy, and wait for it, and there we go. Absolutely magnifico. The Dead Rising 2 Platinum Trophy. Now, would I say this is harder than Dead Rising 1? In a way, yeah. But at least I didn't have to play this one for 14 hours straight. I could kind of come back to this as and when. Fantastic game, wonderful experience besides the technical issues, and the absolute shite grindfest. But overall, a lot of fun, and a pretty rare trophy as well. Thank you very much for watching, and I shall probably see you again somewhat soon-ish. Thank you, and as always, take care. Oh, and the game crashed.